out, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Today we're going to talk about a knife I've had for a while and the history of it, and honestly why I keep coming back to this knife. And I think it's a good option for you guys, especially if you're on a budget and if you're wanting a really good one and done knife. I think this knife is going to be the ticket for you. So that knife is the Hudson Bay pattern. Now, you don't have to have this knife. This is just Condor's Hudson Bay. It's probably the more budget friendly. It's not probably the most, 100% accurate to Hudson Bay, but it's very similar, and I think it gets the gist of it. This is a 1075 knife. You can find some different, models out there of different steels and whatever, but really what I kind of want to talk about today is the history behind the Hudson Bay pattern and why I like it. It's a very utilitarian knife. I've had this for many years. If you want to look up the specs, you can go check that out. It's a very good chopper, but really the Hudson Bay, if you don't know what Hudson Bay is, the Hudson Bay was it's a geographical location up in Canada, a big, massive bay, almost like a Great Lake, but it's attached to the ocean. And there was the Hudson Bay Fur Trading Company, really inspired by the French fur trade. Now, if you guys don't know about the French fur trade, it was a big rush when Britain had a lot of control over Canada. And it's very fascinating. I really suggest, there's tons of really good videos on there. A lot of guys have made YouTube videos about, history on the Hudson Bay Company and stuff like that. The fur trade, really neat. But like I said, I've had this knife for quite a while. It hasn't gotten a whole lot of use out of me, just because I just have so many knives to rotate through. But I think this season I really want to start using this more. If you guys know me, my style, I think everybody, when it comes out to bushcrafting and camping or backpacking or outdoorsmen, everybody has their different flair. Mine is a lot more Northwoods inspired. A lot of the tools I use is Northwoods inspired. Obviously, the Hudson Bay knife pattern found its claim to fame in Canada and the northern woods and stuff like that. So, I kind of gravitate towards stuff that's used up in the thick, deep woods. Now, I do have the access to go in many different locations. I take backpacking trips every once in a while down to the desert, but mostly I'm a high alpine wood type of guy. It's got more cold recently. If you can't tell, I'm in the garage. It's a lot. The temperature's dropped. Where I'm at currently, the snow is actually coming down on the mountains. So I like to do a lot of camping and wood stove backpack tent, stuff like that, up in the mountains, and use small wood stoves for like smaller tents, kind of like the one Tigress, some of their stuff. So, that's kind of what I like to do in the winter is wood stove camping. And so, something like this is just really good if you're into that, if you're into, being up in the mountains and you want to do camping with little tiny wood stoves and smaller tents. This is great for processing that kindling and that wood for that. Cleaning game, of course you could. It's not ideal. Probably some people prefer a smaller knife. You could process game with this. They did it back when this pattern was popular. But overall, it's just a really good budget knife. I think you could do a whole lot worse off knife-wise. So I would really suggest, if you have a little bit of extra money you want to spend and you're looking for a good chopper, something very practical, something very heritage-driven, I would say go for this. Just a good knife. Really good knife, guys. So, yeah, just want to make a quick little video on why I like the Hudson Bay knife, the Hudson Bay pattern. There's a lot of different versions out here. There's more expensive, but honestly, for what I use this for, this is good. This is my second one. I gave my first one away to somebody, which I give a lot of knives away, just because. So, but yeah, go pick one up, and we'll see you guys on the next video.